Have you ever caught yourself thinking that no matter how hard you work, you just feel poorer with each passing year? You are not alone. Millions of people around the world today are facing a paradox. They are grinding harder than their parents ever did, denying themselves many pleasures, yet at the end of the month, their balance always resets to zero. The paycheck arrives and almost instantly vanishes, as if it never existed. It brings up this suffocating feeling, a quiet panic, an invisible pressure, and a chronic financial fatigue that you simply cannot escape from. The most terrifying part is that even disciplined, financially responsible individuals no longer feel stable. But what if it's not your fault at all? What if saving money today has become impossible, not because you are doing something wrong, but because the entire economic system in 2026 has fundamentally changed? In this video, we are going to break down exactly how the modern economy psychologically breaks our ability to save, and how to survive in this world without losing your mind. Think back to the old, classic financial literacy advice that generations grew up on. Just skip your daily takeout coffee, work harder, safely save 20% of every paycheck, buy a house. These rules used to feel set in stone, and they worked. But today, they sound almost insulting because they are completely detached from reality. Let's face it, over the last few years, the cost of basic living has surged at such a pace that no amount of saving on a cup of cappuccino can ever compensate for it. Rent eats up half of your income. Healthcare has turned into a luxury. Education demands predatory student loans, while endless subscriptions, insurance, and groceries get more expensive every single week. Inflation has evolved into a silent, ruthless tax on existence. It literally drains the value right out of your hard-earned hours. Because of this, even the middle class constantly feels like they are on the edge. People no longer experience a sense of progress from their work. You might get a promotion, you might start earning more, but it is barely enough to just keep you in the exact same place. The paradigm has shifted entirely. Many people are no longer building wealth, they're just surviving more efficiently. And this survival takes everything out of you. But the issue doesn't just come down to dry mathematics and numbers. It is deeply psychological. The modern world is literally engineered, built, and optimized to make you spend money. Every single second, the brightest minds of humanity, armed with artificial intelligence and highly sophisticated algorithms, are thinking about only one thing: how to extract that last dollar from your pocket. Instant one-click delivery, dopamine-driven apps, aggressive targeted advertising that anticipates your desires before you even realize them, seamless facial or fingerprint recognition payments. All of this has completely erased the physical friction of spending. Money has become digital, abstract, and it feels unreal until we look at the final balance. Our brain simply doesn't have enough time to activate its rational defenses. Furthermore, look at what those expenses actually go toward. We rarely just buy items. We buy basic comfort, a momentary distraction from heavy thoughts, or pure emotional relief after an exhausting workday. A specific term has even emerged in the economy: doom spending. When the future feels uncertain, unstable, and frightening, the brain instantly shifts to ancient evolutionary reflexes. Why save for an abstract tomorrow that might turn out even worse when you can secure guaranteed pleasure right now? Most people do not spend money out of stupidity or lack of willpower. They spend because of chronic stress and a deficit of mental energy. But the scariest part is that even rigorous budgeting no longer provides a sense of security. Historically, savings were synonymous with safety. Having money in a bank account meant you had solid ground beneath your feet. a safety net to protect you from any of life's storms. But in 2026, that confidence has evaporated. We are living through an era of permanent volatility. Every day we face news of mass corporate downsizings, stories of how AI is rapidly wiping out entire industries and replacing professions that people trained for years to enter. We see a global housing affordability crisis and erratic economic fluctuations. In an environment like this, even substantial savings stop feeling enough. You might save a decent lump sum, but a nagging thought still lingers inside. What if tomorrow this only covers a couple of months of expenses? At a subconscious level, a dangerous yet logical question is born. What is the point of denying yourself everything just to save, if the future keeps getting more expensive every single day? This is the existential rupture of our time. People are collectively losing faith in the future. And any form of saving, by its very nature, requires a fundamental belief in that future. Financial anxiety changes how people think. A generation raised during non-stop instability struggles to feel secure, no matter what numbers are displayed on their screens. This constant background financial stress does not pass without leaving a mark. It slowly but surely rewires our psyche, demanding a massive emotional toll. People trapped in this cycle eventually become exhausted, numb, and emotionally detached. Every single day starts with the exact same thought. I'm falling behind in life. I'm not doing enough. Everyone else is figuring it out, building careers, buying properties, traveling, while I am just spinning my wheels. Social media only amplifies this situation, operating as an endless exhibition of other people's curated and often fake success. It magnifies our internal financial shame. We feel that if we can't afford a certain lifestyle while simultaneously saving millions, we are failures. But the truth is, the modern economy doesn't just drain bank accounts, it drains emotional energy, leaving nothing but burnout in its wake. This raises an inevitable question. How do we break this vicious cycle? How do you survive within these financial realities? And more importantly, how do you preserve your own psychological well-being? To survive today, we need to completely rewrite our relationship with money and success. The world has changed too fast, and the old milestones of prosperity simply do not apply to our reality. Forget the templates of past generations. Today, financial stability looks completely different. Perhaps true wealth in our time isn't a massive bank balance or conspicuous consumption. Real wealth today is lower stress, high adaptability to change, an absence of toxic debt, and emotional resilience. It is a flexible lifestyle that allows you to control your own time rather than being a hostage to circumstances. Stop comparing your path to how people lived 30 years ago. They operated under entirely different parameters. Let's look at a few practical anchors to help you regain control over your life. Small, consistent savings over perfection. Regular, even tiny savings are far better for your mental health than trying to hoard an ideal sum while stripping yourself of basic daily joys. Manage your triggers. Identify exactly which emotions drive you to waste money, whether it's exhaustion, loneliness, or boredom. Replace impulsive shopping with alternative, free sources of dopamine. Create psychological breathing room. Stop attaching your human self-worth to your current level of income. You are not your salary. Learn calm financial habits. Treat money not as a scorecard to win a race, but purely as a tool to cultivate psychological comfort. The core message to hold on to is this. In a modern, unstable economy, the goal may no longer be becoming rich fast at all costs. The goal may be staying mentally stable in an unstable economy. It is obvious that we are standing on the brink of tectonic shifts. Future generations will perceive work, savings, success, and security entirely differently than we do. The explosive rise of artificial intelligence, automation, and shifting social structures will inevitably rewrite human relationships with finances. The old frameworks of capital accumulation are fading into the past. And perhaps the absolute greatest, most inaccessible luxury of the future won't be expensive merchandise, luxury brands, or supercars. The biggest luxury of the future might just be calm. The simple ability to stop, take a breath, and not run in a relentless, manufactured race. Be honest. Does saving money feel emotionally exhausting to you too? Does it feel like an impossible task lately? Share your thoughts and your personal stories in the comment section below. Let's build a space for an honest, deeper conversation where there is no room for judgment. Thank you for watching until the very end. Take care of yourself, stay calm, and I will see you in the next video.